What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show, where we give you the best advice in business and life. Hey, thank you guys to all the likes, shares, comments, subscriptions. I love it. I love it, and I thank each and every one of you for it. I don't even know what to say, man. I'm so happy to meet each and every one of you guys. I'm really happy. I got so many people on this channel, the network that we're developing it's turning into real friendships here, and I love it, and I feel obligated every day to show up for you guys, to have a cup of coffee. That way you guys can interact in the comments. That way I can talk to you guys, you can talk to me. It's just, like I said, we're all grown, we're all on this journey together. Most of us are in no man's land, and we're meeting up, we're having our cup of coffee, and we're walking back into the woods. We're going back up the mountain, down the trail, through no man's land alone, and we'll do it again tomorrow. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. It is. People from all over Africa. I got people from Kenya, Canada, Ireland, England, Australia, right here in the United States. United States is where I'm based, guys. That's where I'm at. So whenever I hit you with monetary, things, laws, all these things, I am coming from a United States perspective. So you will have to do your own due diligence for your country. But I would imagine the rules still apply. Okay. I would imagine the rules still apply. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is getting back to the basics. You guys, please bear with me. This whole change of weather, it just messes with me. I don't feel like I'm sick. It just messes with the sinuses and all that good stuff. But we're going to talk today about getting back to the basics, because I am talking to the masses. I have people from all over the world, and sometimes I can get focused on one group and not the other group, and then I have newcomers coming in, and so let's just cover the basics today, guys. And the first way you do that, the first step of covering the basics, is making a decision. You have to sit down and assess your situation. You have to take a hard assessment of your life and where you're at mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, all of it. If you're really trying to build wealth, all those things are going to take accountability. They're going to take a toll on your wealth building skills. Your environment is a major contributor to how far you're going to go on this journey, to how far you're going to go through this process. Your environment is major. It's very vital to your success. Hands down, straight up, can't be any more clear. Your environment is very vital to your success. So you're going to have to sit back and you're going to have to take a real assessment of your life. Okay? And once you realize that, or if you realize that you're not where you want to be, some of you may be on track. You may be soaring, you may be on track, you may be doing good, but hey, there's always something you can do to switch things up, to change things up, to get to the next level. The next level is, you get to the next level through discomfort, not comfort. Okay. If you're comfortable, then if you're really comfortable, guys, that's fine. You can stay there where you're at. 100%. If you've hit $85,000 a year or $150,000 a year and you're comfortable, stay. If that is good for you and your family, fine. But if you want to hit 6 figures, 7 figures, and you want to keep going, all right? If you want to keep on going and climbing that mountain, climbing that ladder, however you want to look at it, if you want to keep going, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to get scared. You're going to have to get nervous. You're going to have to get excited. Success is as scary as failure. It is okay to get to a comfortable place and sit there for a year or two. If you watch my video about no man's land, that's where we're all at. We're all in no man's land, and we meet up here every morning for a cup of coffee, and then we go back. That's where we're all at. And so if you watch my video about no man's land, you're going to get in. There's going to be a period to where you're going to continuously walk alone, no friends, no family, and then everything's going to open up. The sun's going to be shining. You're going to get comfortable there. If you want to stay for 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years, or however long it is, cool. But if you want to get to the next level, if you want to continue on this journey, you're going to have to go back into discomfort. Okay. My journey, my personal journey is so long that I live in discomfort. I live in no man's land because my personal journey, it's never ending for me. I'm gonna die on the trail. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at, guys. It's never ending for me. So I hope you guys understand that about taking a real hard assessment as to where you are in life. You're going to have to create a budget, develop a plan. If we need to cover creating a budget and developing a plan, leave it in the comments below. We'll make a video about that. Sorry about that, guys. We'll make a video about that, creating a budget and developing a plan. We'll make a video about that. So after you've made a serious assessment of your life, you want to figure out your basic survival rate. Your basic survival rate, your BSR. It's what I call it. I call it your basic survival rate. Or excuse me, I call it your BSR, but it's your basic survival rate. You're going to want to figure that out. How much does it cost? Bare bones, minimum, like a freaking caveman, like a cave woman, like a tribal ancestor. What skills do you have that can contribute to this? And by that, we'll touch on that in a second. What skills do you have that can contribute to this, that can help you out? Because the lower your basic survival rate is, the better. Okay? You're going to need to figure out your basic survival rate. How much does it cost for me to live, for my physical human body, for my meat suit to live on planet Earth? How much does it cost? What are the bare bones minimum for me as a human being to survive on planet Earth? That is not Netflix. That is not even a car payment. That is not even a car. Your basic survival rate, you can walk. All right. You can ride a bicycle. I need you down to the bare necessities. The only way your basic survival rate should have a car involved in it or a car payment involved in it is if you choose to dump a house, rent, mortgage, if you choose to dump that and live in a vehicle. That's what basic survival rate is. So if you're willing to dump your home and live in a car, then I will accept or allow you to choose to have a car payment because that is now your dwelling. I understand, but that is, you understand the process. I hope I'm beating this into you guys. It is, my basic survival rate is so low. Right now, my basic survival rate is $40,000 a year. And that's because of child support. My son lives with me. My oldest son lives with me. So I have to keep, I want to be able to keep these things for him. But if it were just me as a man, I don't even know, guys. My basic survival rate would probably be about $12,000 or $15,000 a year, straight up. I would say that it only costs me around $1,000 a month to live on planet Earth, and that is with no home. That's with no home. I drive paid for vehicles, so I don't have to worry about that. But I have a skill set that would allow me to go to a public park and live in a tent. Okay, what I want to, but that's the mindset I need you to have when you figure out your basic survival rate. I need you to figure out nothing and start building something. I need you to go to that type of mindset. If you can't do that, then you will never know what your basic survival rate really is. So your basic survival rate, we're gonna continue on as you want to live like a normal human. So your basic survival rate should consist of rent, lights, water, gas, child support. If you have child support, fellas, child support has to be included in your basic survival rate, and that is for future you, because you will never be able to get anywhere without paying your child support. So child support has to be included. So I'm beating this into you guys. I know it's repetitive, but your basic survival rate is the bare minimum, bare bones, what it costs for you, your physical body, to reside on planet Earth. If you have a family, you need to do this for each individual family member and then compile it together, add it all together. If you got little kids and it costs $5,000 a year for you to feed them or whatever you need to do. And it's bare minimum, guys. When I talk about food, I'm not talking about Texas Roadhouse and Applebee's or going to freaking Ruth Chris or going to Cheddar's. I'm not talking about restaurants. I'm not talking about five-star dining. I'm talking about Campbell's soup, chili in a can. I'm talking about noodles, beans and rice. I'm talking about the bare minimum, you buying your groceries and cooking at home. I'm talking about the bare minimum, what it costs for you to survive on planet Earth. I can't be any more clear than that. You're a freaking caveman now. You're a cave woman. You're tapping back into your tribal ancestral roots. What did it cost them 500 years ago to survive? What did it cost them? Get away from the luxury mindset and you deserve mindset. You're broke. All right. Again, assess your own situation, but this is something you need to figure out. I don't care if you're a millionaire right now. You need to figure this out for you. You need to figure out what it costs for you. I don't give a shit if you got $100 million in the bank. You should know what it costs, bare minimum, without all that fancy crap, for your body to reside on planet Earth. Bare minimum. Like I just said, without everything, mine would probably be $12,000 or $15,000 a year. But I'm an adult. I have kids. I have things going on. I fully understand that, guys. So my basic survival rate with child support, I have it averaged out to about $40,000 a year. That since I know that my basic survival rate, it's really like 38.5 or something, but I just call it 40 for fast math. It really is, guys. It's like 38.5 or 38.6 or something. Because I do my basic survival rate. I probably sit down every couple of months and I think about the shit every day or every week, realistically. But I probably sit down every couple of months and really rebudget, reroute, see where I'm at with things, just take accountability of myself and my situation. I do that probably every 90 days, maybe more. I do it a lot, guys. I know where every dollar in my life and everything is going. It's just who I am. And I'm sure a lot of you are that way and you get what I'm saying. This conversation is definitely for the younger men and women that don't know where to start. So once you've figured out your freaking basic survival rate, let's say we'll go off of mine of $40,000 a year. I know that it is almost ridiculous for me to accept a job paying me anything less than $40,000 a year. Now, bear with me when I say that, because in any situation, any money is better than no money. But realistically, to make this work, if my basic survival rate is 40, let me repeat that. Any money is better than no money. I don't know your situation, so any money is better than no money. Any money coming in, I want incoming, not outgoing. So I don't know your exact situation. You'd have to schedule a one-on-one or something like that with me. We'd have to do that together. But knowing that my basic survival rate is $40,000 a year, I am not going to look for jobs that pay me anything less. And the reason for that is because I have spent all my time at a job for a company, and now I have no time for myself to make more money. So I've basically worked all my time, or I've spent all my time, exhausted all my time, maybe even my energy, and now I still need money. You get what I'm saying? It didn't even meet the threshold of my basic survival rate for me and my son to live here on planet Earth. It didn't even meet the bare minimum. So unless you're willing to work 2 jobs to meet that bare minimum and do nothing else, that's some real gumption. I've done that before, so I understand it. It's very hard. So unless you're willing to work 2 jobs and meet that bare minimum threshold just for you and your family to survive on planet Earth, I'm not even considering jobs that pay less than my basic survival rate. And you'll understand why as we go. Like I said, I want incoming, not outgoing. So yes, take a job, get money coming in, but you need to be very mindful of your basic survival rate and the type of employment you take. So if my basic survival rate is $40,000 a year, I'm looking for jobs that at least pay 50. And in 2025, moving into 2025, that's not that hard, guys. Jobs that pay 50,000 plus a year are going to be real jobs. That's going to be your water company, your gas company, your electric company. That's going to be your Amazons. That's going to be your factories. But to make that kind of money, you got to get sober. You can't smoke weed. You can't excessively drink. These people want you to show up and work. Okay. But they're going to pay you enough for you to survive on planet Earth. They're not going to pay you enough to get ahead, but they're going to pay you enough to survive. I hope I've made myself clear about this. I hope that you guys understand it. If you don't, if you need me to redo any of this or explain it in a different way, please leave it in the comments below. So Ideally, guys, once I've figured out my basic survival rate, I know it's $40,000 a year. I'm looking for a job that's going to pay me 50 or more, because that allows me to still have money to maybe go get a Texas Roadhouse, to save a little bit of money, to maybe smoke a cigar or go out on the weekend. If those are things I want to do, I don't recommend it. I really believe in staying down until you come up. I've talked about that multiple times. I don't recommend none of that shit, especially if you're at the bottom and you're broke. I don't recommend none of it. Stay down until you come up. Guys, I'm cash heavy over here, and I still stay down till I come up. All I do is work. I focus on everything here. I am still down because I have not came up to where I want to be. So we got your basic survival rate figured out, $40,000 a year. I'm looking for jobs at 50,000 or better. I'm trying to find a job that I know I can work for the next, depending on your situation, 2, 3 to 5 years or longer. I like to say 5 years, because it might take you 5 years to dig out. Do not sit there and complain in the comments about working a legit job at a legit factory, at a company for 5 years or more. You got to work somewhere. Jumping jobs is never going to allow you to get ahead. You got to get stabilized somewhere and start doing this. This process is most likely, depending on your income and your situation, it is most likely going to be a 3 to 5 year process, maybe longer. But realistically, if you got some drive and some gumption, it shouldn't take you more than 5 years. There has to be a period of sacrifice, guys, to build wealth. To do whatever you want to do, there's going to be a period of sacrifice. You're going to have to let things go. You're going to have to leave people behind. There are going to be a period of sacrifice to where you're cutting the fat out of your life. Has to be. And there's no other way. There's no other way. I don't care. If you want to write that book, if you want to skip everything I just said and you want to become an author, you are going to have a period of sacrifice to where you do absolutely nothing but write, and you're going to be poor until that book sells. You want to be an actor? Same thing. Most actors, musicians, very talented, entertaining type people, they've lived in their car. They've been homeless unless they had a great support system. Look at Steve Harvey's life. Major period of sacrifice, living in his car, being homeless until he finally made it. So many people had to live like that just to get to where they were. And you think that you're going to be able to create generational type wealth to build a business without sacrifice? It ain't going to happen. You're going to take the hits. You're going to get the hell beat out of you to go down this journey, to go down this road, to endure this process. The universe is going to beat you black and blue until you get to the finish line. And then even then, you're probably going to get jumped when you think it's over. You know what I mean? Like it's going to keep happening, guys. So ideally, you want to find a job that you can work 5 years for this process, because you figure that out for yourself, how long you think it's going to take you to do. But I offer 2 options. Excuse me, let me back up. Once you found a job that you know you can work and hang in there, this is where it gets tricky. But I will stop all debt payments unless you're really heavily focused on your credit. But if your credit is already shot, I hate going down this road to the masses. I like to talk to this individually. If your credit is already shot and you have absolutely no credit, you're ate up, your credit score is a 500, a 550, and all you got is debt and you don't know where to go, I'm stopping. Instantly, I'm stopping. I'm changing my phone number. I'm changing my email. I'm going to stop talking to the debt collectors. I don't want to be bothered right now. And I'm getting myself to a $10,000 emergency fund. I'm not lying to you. That's what I do. I've had people in the comments come for me. That's what I did. I'm stopping everything. I'm getting myself to a $10,000 emergency fund. And the reason I'm doing that, don't worry, I'm going to come back around and pay off that debt. You have to clean up your debt to move forward in this. You have to. So I'm going to circle back around and pay off that debt. But when my credit is already shot, I'm already in the negative. Everything is stressful. I'm cutting the head off the snake. I'm stopping. Integers, negatives, and positives get to 0, guys. And when you're way in the negative, the fastest way to get to 0 is to stop. I'm cutting off the negative side and I'm going straight to 0. From here, I'm moving forward into the positive with $10,000 cash, emergency fund. Wherever you choose to store it is up to you. I kept mine at home, but a $10,000 cash emergency fund. Once I get that out of the way, once you get to 0 and you get your $10,000 emergency fund out of the way, okay, this is where you have 2 options. You've already got the job. You already know your basic survival rate. Let me go over. You've covered, you've done a hard assessment of your life. You know your basic survival rate. You've already found good employment that's going to last you 5 years or better, so you can do this, so you can build a strong foundation for yourself. You've gotten yourself the $10,000 emergency fund. The reason that I stop with the debt if I have bad credit is because ultimately the goal is to pay off your debt so you don't ever have to borrow money again, right? Right, guys? To get debt free. But if you don't have a proper emergency fund, a proper savings account, $1,000 is not going to cut it. I love old Dave, I really do, but $1,000 will not cut it. Not in this world. If you do not have a proper emergency fund in place, then you will find yourself repeating the debt cycle again. It will just happen again. It will be a never-ending cycle of I paid off some debt, I need some money. I paid off some debt, I need some money. So let's just stop. Let's go straight to zero. I know I owe money back here, but right now I need to build my cash reserve so I can not borrow money again. That way, if something happens, I can pull from my cash reserve and get this debt out of my life. I hope I'm being clear with that. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are tracking. All right. Let me know you guys are understanding. Once I've got myself to a $10,000 emergency fund, this is where I offer option A or option B. This comes down to being tailored to the type of individual that you are. Okay. This comes down to being tailored to the type of individual that you are. Option A, I got my $10,000 emergency fund set in place. I'm good. I'm solid. I got employment. I know my basic survival rate. I've taken a hard assessment of my life, and I'm about to trust this process and go straight at it. All right. I'm on this journey. I'm going at it. So option A is I circle back around and I start paying off my debt. I clean up my credit and I get that together. That is the one that I highly recommend for people that don't know anywhere else to go. If you don't know anything else to do or anywhere else to go, I hands down tell you to stop. You've got your 10 grand already. You've got your job. You're solid in employment. You're solid in the workforce. You have your job. I'm going back to clean up my debt. I'm going back. That way I can learn about the freaking credit score. I can learn about the banking system. I can learn about more money. I can start to self-educate. I'm going back. I'm going to work every day. I'm working my 9 to 5. It's so good to know that I got 10 grand saved right here to fall back on. That's so good to know. And I'm cleaning up that debt. If you guys need me to cover any credit help videos, leave it in the comments below. But I'm going back and I'm cleaning up that debt. I don't know what debt you got. I don't know your situation, but let's get it done. I cleaned up $40,000 worth of debt. It was 42 and some change. I cleaned that up in 2 years. Okay. I did not file bankruptcy. I cleaned it up in 2 years. I stacked my 10,000. I found my job. I stacked my 10,000. I cleaned my debt up in 2 years. I circled back around and did that. Knowing what I know now, this is where option B comes into play. Do not, I repeat, and I can't stress it enough, do not do option B if you don't know what to do. You might find yourself in a hole. I can teach it to you. That way you have this strategy. But please do not do option B. I'm talking to the masses, guys. Do not do option B. Focus on your emergency fund of $10,000 and focus on cleaning up your debt. Okay? But let's say that you've been down this road before. Let's say you have real drive, you have real gumption, and you are really trying to play the game. Knowing what I know now, if I found myself in $40,000, let's say knowing what I know now, I lost everything. I'm not paying off my debt. I'm disappearing. I'm changing. Whatever I need to do. I've built a great foundation for myself, guys. I've already been at this for a long time. I have a solid foundation. I'm happy with it. I can move comfortably at night. Okay. I could just move good. All right. I'm happy with that. So, but let's say that I lost everything and I had to get back to zero. I'm going to zero fast, instantly. I'm going back to zero fast. I don't care about the debt. I don't care about anything. I'm going back to zero fast. And when I say I lost everything, no job, no nothing, I lost everything. I'm going back to zero fast. I'm finding me the highest paying job. I don't even care what it is at this moment. I don't care. I don't care if it's laborer. I don't care if it's railroad. I don't care if it's painting houses. I don't care. I'm finding the highest paying job that I can actually find, and I'm stacking cash as fast as freaking possible. I'm stacking cash. I'm doing nothing. I'm living in a tent. I'm a straight caveman. This is it, guys. This is it for me. This is what I'm doing. I'm living in a tent. I'm a caveman. I'm staying at the national parks. I'm doing all these things, and I am stacking cash. That's it. I'm disappearing from society. I'm not answering debt collector calls. I'm not worried about it. I'm dumping the address. You take me to court. You can do whatever. You can't do anything if you can't find me. You understand? So I want you guys to fully understand my process. So if this happened to me again, because it's happened to me twice and I did it right both first two times, I'm not doing it a third time. I'm going straight to cash. I'm getting cash heavy. You always need cash. I'm going straight to cash. I'm getting cash heavy. I'm past the education. When I'm not past it, you're going to educate yourself for the rest of your life. But the basic foundations of education, personal development, real estate, things like that, I'm past that. I'm going straight to cash heavy. I'm getting cash heavy. I'm building up my cash accounts, because that cash, I'm throwing it into real estate. I'm going to start flipping houses. I'm going to start moving forward with money. So I'm going to get myself cash heavy as fast as possible. And let's say I can get myself realistically to $30,000 or $40,000 in a year, 1 year. I can get myself there fast. I'm taking that money. I don't have any I've built up relationships and things, but I'm taking that money. I don't have any credit because I've let my credit go to shit. So I'm taking that cash and I'm going to flip that cash. I'm going to flip that cash through means of flipping cars. I'm going to do the best I can to get myself to $40,000, $50,000 a year. And what I'm going to do with that $40,000, $50,000, I'm going to look for foreclosed homes. I'm going to look for bad housing. I might even flip land. And when I say land, I'm not talking really about 100-acre lots. I'm talking about, quarter-acre lots in cities. I'm talking about things like that. I'm going to see where the city is developing, where the projects are coming in. A big indication of a direction or things the city is doing is when they start to put in new sidewalks and cleaning up bad areas. Once they start putting in new sidewalks, that is a big indication that they are about to start to try to remodel that area for some reason, guys. Well, the reason is they start to patch up old water lines, and they start to put in new cable and internet lines and things like that. And a lot of those things run under the sidewalks. But once they start to do just a tad bit of work in an area, they're getting ready to most likely remodel and rehab that area. So that's a good indication of where the city's moving. So you can go and you can grab a city lot somewhere close to the area. Say you bought a lot in the city for $2,000, and then you just hold on to it and flip it, clean it up, whatever. Those are things we can discuss and cover. But for me, guys, option B, I am going to zero instantly. I'm finding a job that's going to pay me as much as I need to be paid to survive. And I'm going to start stacking cash as fast as possible to make a future investment. What investment? I don't know what that looks like for you, but this is for those that have gumption and drive and are ready to execute. This is for those that have done their homework, their due diligence, they've researched, and they're ready to execute. I'm stacking cash for a future investment, and I'm placing myself in a position. This is positioning. I've covered that before. I'm placing myself in a position to execute. Okay, that's option A and option B. Option A is the safest. If you're a single mother, option A. Okay, if you are, if you're a real hustler, option B. That's how you start to play the game. That's how you get to your first 100,000. Ultimately, guys, you want a trifecta. You want cash, job, and credit. You want a cash account. You want cash, a bank account. You want to have cash on hand. You want to have a great employment income track record. You find this through your freaking IRS, your taxes. You want to have that. You want to have like 3 years of solid tax returns of good employment. Okay. And you want to have great credit. When you build that trifecta, sky's the limit. You're playing the game. Do that. Build that trifecta. That's how it's done. That's how it starts. Figure out your basics. Take an honest assessment of your situation. make a budget, have a plan, figure out your basic survival rate, your BSR. What does it cost for me or for me and my family to survive on planet Earth? Find a job that you can handle for the next, 3 to 5 years, because it's going to take you a minute to accomplish all this. Find a job that you can handle. You don't want to change jobs. You don't want to move houses. You don't want to have any major hiccups or movement in life. You want to stay down until you come up. Get yourself to a $10,000 emergency fund. Pay no debt. All right. Unless you're worried about credit, then make the very minimum payment on your debt and get yourself the $10,000 emergency fund as fast as possible. How that looks like to you, how you handle that, I'll leave that up to you. Once you've got $10,000 in an emergency fund, the safest way is to circle back around and pay off your debt. Start paying off your debt, get your credit score cleaned up. That process alone, option A and option B, but that process alone of option A is the safest way. It's what I would recommend for any single mother household. It's what I would recommend for any man that's not sure where he wants to go. Just circle back around, get your $10,000 cash emergency fund, store it wherever you want. Circle back around and clean that debt up and get your credit right, because we're looking for a trifecta. By the time you're done with this, you should have a trifecta. You should have cash, employment history, and good credit. Okay? That's probably about a 3-year time frame for you to build a trifecta. Cash, employment history, and good credit. That's 3 years. And guys, this is where you lose your friends. This is where you step away from your family. This is where you're going to be made fun of and talked about. And if you really do it, it's really, guys, seriously, it's like a 36 month. It's like 36 freaking months to start to see this. Depending on your income, it might shift a little bit. You might be able to do this in 24 months or so. But the average person, man, with a medium income, it's like it's like 3 years, dead ass. It's like 3 freaking years to build this trifecta. And when you get that trifecta, when you actually get that gold medal that nobody can see on your chest, you're an Olympian. You stepped in the arena and you fought and you won your first battle. When you get that gold medal, man, whoo, nobody can see it. You move different. You move different, guys. You hold your head higher. You walk taller. You move different. I can't tell you the stress relief. I can't tell you how. Leave it in the comments below if you've already done the things that I'm talking about and you've gotten all this type of stuff out of the way. You have a trifecta of great credit, of cash, of job history, employment. Leave it in the comments below. You move different, guys. You could sleep better at night. And it takes you 3 years, a period of sacrifice. That's what it takes for you to get there. You freaking move different. I hope that helps. I hope I've beat that into you guys today. I hope we've talked enough about that. Single mothers, option A. Rewind the video. Option A is the one for you. It's very close to Dave Ramsey's baby steps. The only thing is I have taken away $1,000 emergency fund and I've taken away paying off debt. Get yourself to $10,000. Forget everybody else. They're not getting theirs until I get mine. The system wants you wrapped up in it, constantly spinning your wheels. Fuck them. You're not getting yours until I get mine. And then I'll come back. You're going to have to clean it up. You have to clean it up. Has to be done at some point. I don't care who you are. You cannot become a millionaire with bad credit. You know how stupid that sounds? Come on, guys. You can't even start making 6 figures with bad credit. You're going to have to clean it up. But fuck them. You're not getting yours until I get mine. Develop that mentality, develop that attitude, circle back around and clean it up later, but get your 10,000 first. You move different, guys. You sleep better. You live better. Your life opens up a little more. You start to blossom and bloom. Do what I'm telling you to do. Single mothers, everybody, man, if you're not 100% sure, stick with option A. Get your basic survival rate out the way. Find a good job. Get $10,000 emergency fund. Forget about the debt until you got $10,000 emergency fund. Circle back around. Pay it off. Build that trifecta for yourself of cash, job history, and credit. Build that freaking trifecta of yourself. Everybody else that's got drive and gumption, Option A, people, I know you have drive, I know you have gumption, but you may not be there yet. Do not put yourself in a bad hole. Option B, people, execute, move forward, stack cash, look for an investment to make, execute, start flipping that cash, turning it into more cash, and then circle back around, pay off that debt and clean up that credit. But this might take a while, so you're going to have to probably disappear from society and go real old school, real caveman. That's what I had to do. That's why you guys are just now hearing who I am and about me. If I never came on the internet, most of you probably would have never known who I was until after my death. But here I am. That's why, because I sat there and saw on the internet, I said, man, they are lying to these people. They're keeping these people with their wheels spinning. They're keeping them in the rat race. They're lying to them. That's why I came. And I am trying to hone in on my craft. You guys are my guinea pigs, and I thank you for it. I am trying to hone in on, you guys are making me level up. You're making me level up as a teacher, as an advisor, as a friend, as a coach. You're making me level up. You're making me see where my failures and faults are. You're making me see the things that it's like, hey, man, I am not good at this. I got to get better. You're making me level up. I mean, and it's very, I love it. I love it. I mean that. I love this more than anything in the world right now, working with you guys, talking to you guys. I think the world of so many of you. I hope to eventually get to the point to where we can do old school meet and greets, to where we can do something to sit down and talk and meet. And I fucking love it. I love dealing with each and every one of you. The relationships that we're building, God, priceless. I've been alone so long. And I know that we're here talking on this camera. We're talking on this freaking phone through this platform. But I've been off the internet for years. It's never been my thing. But I'm understanding why my son has such a personal relationship with the people on his gaming community, the kids in his gaming community. And I've asked him, in the past, you're going to go meet those people? And he's like, I would like to. And we talk about that. And hey, guys, I get it. I don't play games. I don't play video games and stuff, but I get the personal connection. Because some of you guys I look for in the comments, I'm like, man, I wonder how they're doing when I haven't heard from them in a while. I'm like, I wonder how they're doing. I hope they're doing well. I don't personally know you. We've never touched, shaken hands, hugged, nothing. I've developed a connection with you, and I love it. I do. I love it. So thank you. Guys, I could talk to you all day, man. I'm serious about what I'm saying. I'm serious about it, and I really do care about you and your family, and that's why I came here when I saw how misled you were being, how much you were being lied to. I love Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey gives great advice, but it's not practical for the average person. It's not practical for the average person making $35,000 or $40,000 a year. It's not practical. And first thing he's going to say is, you need to get your income up. That's not practical when there's no real jobs out here. And I'm serious. And for everybody that says there's jobs, there are jobs, but there are not jobs that are going to pay you six figures. There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of these jobs, and it's hard work to get to them. And when people get there, my boss is making about, I don't know, man, he's probably making about 165 or so a year. He's been in his position for 25 years. He's been with the company for 40. That old bastard is not getting up. He's going to be on the phone call one day crying that he's caught cancer or something. He's not moving. He doesn't know how to do anything else. He's not going to do anything else. It's over for him. That's his life. I'm happy for him. That's great. I don't want that type of life. I want to keep moving forward. But I'm just saying that jobs like that, they're hard to find because people are not getting out of the chair. They've inflated the people that should have retired, these past few years. They couldn't. So they're still in those positions. They're still there. They're not retiring. They're not selling their homes. The things like that. That's just the truth, guys. It's sociology. It's the way the societal shifts. It's the way society moves. Those people, they're not selling their homes. We're living longer. Or, the human race, man, woman, black, white, we're living longer. Those people are not retiring like they used to because of the inflated currencies in the United States, guys. I'm in the United States. But your country's going through the same type of stuff. Your country's, I know it is, okay? But those people have not let their homes go. They've not let their jobs go. And it's put us in a period of almost stagnation. And anyways, guys, I hope that helps. But I want to touch on some other stuff. I wanted to talk about right now about real estate, because people have asked me over and over about buying homes. I'm not going to make this episode about buying houses, but I want to talk about it just for a quick, brief moment. Is that I do see in the near future. Listen to me. Real estate. I don't know what country you're in. I don't know your laws and things like that where you're at. But here in the United States, I see the home prices. I see the home prices already correcting themselves. I see, and it's slow, but I'm seeing it. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I see the home prices already to start to correct themselves. It's markets, guys. Highs and lows, peaks and valleys. It is markets, highs and lows, peaks and valleys. I see the markets already trying to correct themselves. So if you're wanting to sell your home, do it now. I can't time the market. I would be a liar if I told you, but I've been around enough. If you're wanting to sell, you need to get ready to sell. You need to do it now. I would, if you're wanting to buy, I would wait until closer to summer. I would start having my eyes on things that I want. I would start making sure that I am in the position to buy. I would do some of you, I was on a coaching call yesterday, and I advised the man, thank you. I know if you're watching, bro, thank you so much. I advised the man for him getting to the next level was going to be through real estate. He's done great. He's done freaking amazing. That's why I tell you guys to check the comments. There's a wealth of knowledge out there. He's done amazing through the stock market and his own personal investments. And I told him his next level is to get through real estate. As I looked at the markets last night and I paid attention to things, I personally, this is what I would do if you're trying to get into real estate or out of real estate. I personally, right now, I'm going to sell. I'm going to be looking to sell right now. And I personally am going to probably wait until summer to buy. If I'm looking to buy any form of real estate, I don't know what level you're on. That's different. I'm talking to those that are looking to buy their first investment property. I'm looking to those, talking to those that are looking to buy single family housing, things of that nature. If you are looking to buy, then I am going to probably wait till summer. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to get my ducks in a row. I'm going to position myself cash heavy. Hopefully you've already done these things if you're looking to buy, and I'm going to look to really make my move in the summertime. That's where I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if you want to sell now, because listen, this market's getting ready to correct itself, and this is your opportunity to sell now and cash in. And this summer is probably going to be where you start to see the opportunity to buy. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to be a liar and tell you guys I can time the market, because I can't, but that is what I'm seeing happening, and that's what I'm thinking. If you can hold out till Christmas before you buy, I think 2025, end of 2025 is going to be that. I think that is going to be, from an economic standpoint, I could be wrong. You got to do your own homework. I do not want to be that guy, but I think from an economic perspective, if you can wait out until Christmas of 2025 before you buy, I think you're going to see deals come, but I think that you might see this market flatline. I think you might see a real correction, and it just gets stabilized around the end of 2025. But I'm also aware of of society and the psychology behind investing. When the market starts to drop, you're going to see people freak out, and they're going to start flooding the market with homes for sale. That's what I'm saying, man. So this is where it gets tricky to do your homework and your due diligence. If you're an investor in the stock market, you know everything, highs and lows, peaks and valleys. It goes up and down. Well, now the real estate moves the same way, almost the same way. And you're going to have your support and you're going to have your resistance. Okay. So pay attention to the real estate market before you make your freaking move. Other than that, guys, I don't have much else. Here soon, I will be coming out with a YouTube strategy. I'm not sure how I'm going to open that up. It's real. It's legit. I'm giving you my real YouTube strategy, what I thought from the beginning to the end, and I'm also going to start trying. There's a lot of things that I have in place for the channel that I'm going to start trying to do, guys. I'm a one-man band. I'm trying to build, brand, and grow this thing myself. Other than that, man, you guys have a great freaking day. I got to start getting myself together, get ready to go to work. I think the world of you. You guys have a great freaking day, and I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. The growth, the friendships. Thank you guys so much. Take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.